Yo! So, one of you guys reached out to me sharing your plans for your own DSG inspired by some of my builds, and since all of mine use the Lonex spiral, bevel, and pinion helical gears, and this person also wanted a spiral pinion on their motor, but it's a Warhead brushless motor, and since there's a few extra steps involved in swapping the pinion out on a brushless motor, they sent it to me to do, and I accepted. I don't plan on making this like a common service, but I felt like lending a hand this time, so this is why there's a package in front of me, and I'm gonna do it on camera. So if you guys have the tooling and the confidence to do it yourself, I really suggest doing it in the comfort of your own room. Now, how do I open this? I think there's a return label for me to send it back to them, so I'm not gonna carelessly cut away at this. I think I just peel this back. They said they didn't have the original Warhead box, so it's in an FC1 red dot site box. And let's see if it's actually in here. And there you go. And that's the return label. Let's not show that to everyone on the internet. Here's the pinion they want. Definitely a spiral. Here's the motor. Ooh, it's been used already. And ooh, this is the old ones with the really flimsy tabs. Oh my goodness. That's not even soldered in. What the heck? It's wobbling like crazy. Okay, well, I hope that doesn't become a problem. Low key, I kind of want to solder these down for them. I don't know, we'll see. All right, into my desk vise, which is not a vise, it's a ripoff. Vise is a brand name. Gonna grab my motor test harness here. Red, positive. That is such a loose connection. These tabs are so thin. Oh my gosh. These guys are used to plugging into my brushless motors. This one looks red, but it's black. Battery, and does it work? Looks perfectly fine to me. Where's my 1.5? That has a set screw on it. Ooh, don't want to strip that. Shut up, phone. Alright, that's bad. There's a decent amount of thread lock around these screws. I wonder who did them. Yeah, I really don't want to do that. I'm mounting my light on the right hand side of the desk and having the vise on the left. Not the brightest idea. Haha, get it? Because the lamp's so far away. Now, I don't know why this silver layer is almost fused with the cap. That's a little concerning. Because I don't want to take that off with it. That silver layer has the actual PCB or ESC on there, which is soldered to the wires on the can. I can't just rip this off with it. That's bad. Let's see if I can lever it off through the screw hole. Oh, there we go. It worked. Alright, and that exposes the 3 solder joints that I need to undo to take it off. Man, these tabs are really loose. Are they even soldered on? I don't believe these are soldered. Like, at all. They're super wiggly. Solder doesn't do that. I think they're just liquid electrical taped on there, which is really sus. Let's get to desoldering it. I need that. I don't need you. Put those guys back. Put them away. You can wait for later. Need the pinion. Not yet, though. Ugh. Alright, here goes. I'm just gonna desolder that, and that. It's a lot easier on warheads than T238s because they have a massive capacitor blocking the third one. And all I have to do is just be careful not to kind of screw up the thermal pad between here and that. I think it's like an insulator, both electrically and thermally, so we don't heat up the PCB, melt solder and stuff. So I just gotta melt solder and pry up with this plastic guy without hurting any of the insulation. And I think right about here is a good spot to leverage from. Let's get this guy first. No, let's do it like this. Alright, got a little bit. I gotta like inch them all up a little bit each time so I don't bend anything. There we go, got a little bit off of him. Then I do it the same for the third one. I use a plastic pry bar so I don't damage any of the electronics on the underside. One wire loose. 2 wires loose. There we go. Yay! And that is the ESC, or electronic speed controller, for a warhead motor. Now I can turn my iron off for a while. Turn that noisemaker off. Take him out of there. Alright, so a lot of the warheads I've owned actually have a lot of, sort of axial play on them. So like they'll vibrate back and forth a little bit here. And that's a good like 2.5 millimeters of slippage action here. So I'm gonna do you a favor and shim that for you too. I always hate these guys. I feel like I'm gonna strip the screw. Luckily it broke free. Ooh, that's a D-type. Put everything in there. Get my percussive tool. Okay. And then I get a smaller one. These guys are really, really hard, so they definitely can withstand my hammering and abuse. Put them roughly on there. Bedroom engineering, boys and girls. If I had a that was easy button, I'd slam the shit out of it right now. Oh, I didn't fully get it out though. It's still hanging on by a thread. There we go. There we go. Here's your old D pinion. I will send this back to you, just in case you want it. I take the new, fancy helical pinion and get it ready to fit. My next step is to rough up the inside of this a little bit. Honestly, it's a hardened pinion, so I'm not going to do much. Just chip the paint a little bit. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of score marks. Yeah, that's appropriately roughed up now. Then I'm gonna bring out my secret formula. that I forgot where I put. Oh, it's right here. Gonna cut a piece of this trash. Squeeze a little bit of this on there. Squeeze a little bit of that on there. And back in the bag because this shit's messy as heck. Get a specialized mixing tool. They engineered this stuff to mix stuff. I'm gonna want to get it in this pinion and press it down so it fills in this little missing part of the circle. Just gonna rough it up a little bit more across the whole axle. JB weld's actually quite soft comparatively to gears and stuff, so even if I get it in the teeth, which I'm going to try to avoid because it doesn't look good, it'll eventually get crushed and chewed out. So now, when I shove this axle in, it'll push all that glop that way. Then I run this side up against the axle, like that. Let's hold the back side. And just push. Being careful not to let the pushing side fall off of the axle too far. If it does, back it out, reset, and keep going. Ah! It's going pretty smoothly. Alright, there, it's about to fall off, so I'm going to back it out, recenter, keep going. And doesn't look like any JB welds slipping out the back here. So, should be good to go all the way. And now we have a very nice helical pinion on a warhead motor. With the pinion on now, we just have to put him back on. But I did mention my concerns about these tabs here are really wiggly. Like, ridiculous. Oh, because they're not bonded with the solder. That is silly. I can see it, the tab wiggling. I don't know if you can in camera, but like the solder formed around the tab. That is really bad. Warhead, what are you doing? So like the solder cooled around the tab, but not bonding to the tab. Meaning you only have like surface contact with to make electricity flow. Bruh. They didn't ask me to, but I'm definitely not shipping this back to someone in this condition, knowing that there's something blazingly wrong about it. The plan's gonna be take that solder, melt it, pull the tab out, and redo it properly. Okay, so that actually fixed it. The tab wasn't molecularly bonded with the solder which is honestly already a big problem, but it didn't let me, I couldn't pull it out just now because the liquid electrical tape there was holding it in place. And if I pull any harder, this whole thing would have fallen off the clamp. But luckily, just reflowing the solder seems to have bonded it with the tab again, so that's good enough. I'm just gonna clean up that a little bit. It's pokey. God, I'm not like, I really want you guys to see how much this is wiggling. Yeah, that's on again. This is something I like to do when I put motors back together, is intentionally make a little spike of solder that comes off. Makes it easier to feed it through the holes of the ESC, like that. Okay. One at a time. Just gonna melt this, slip him in. Nice. Make sure he's poking the solder spot. The wire didn't make it in, but the solder melted. It's not good enough. There we go. The middle one needs more work. Not enough solder has flown down onto the wire, so I gotta add more. There we go, much better. I just gotta put it all back together and see if it works. Which side was positive? Gonna open up one of mine to check. Positive, the one next to the middle solder joint. So it's positive next to this middle solder joint. There we go. I was waiting for the bump. Moment of truth. Drum roll. Here we go. Wow, wait, that actually sounds better than before. It sounds way smoother. Maybe because the tabs aren't vibrating off and on the electrical contact or the solder. So it's actually getting a constant source of power. But hey. Warhead motor, spiral pinion, ready to go. I have no doubt you're going to make a beast of a DSG, so I hope you enjoy your motor. I'm going to pack this up. Actually, let's sign this. Let's sign this. I'm going to sign this. I'm going to sign this. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to sign this. Where do I sign this? Someone that doesn't matter. This gets really fucking hot, so I guess I'll sign her here. J. A. That's me, I guess. J.A. But yeah, as you can see, the process wasn't that bad. I'm just a little bit messy here. And gonna go pack this up and ship it right back to you. Peace.